So we live in a world of distractions. So many things compete for our attention. We constantly practice distraction by engaging in these dopamine-evoking activities. No wonder that at the end of the day, when we're trying to focus on something like reading, we're struggling to focus, we're struggling to concentrate.
You train your mind to switch constantly from one thing to another. And you practice this every day. Don't be surprised that you can't focus. If you want to learn how to focus, then this is a video for you. There's so many things to distract. Social media, emails, Facebook, WhatsApp, team meetings. You can understand why people look to meditation as a source of escape. But maybe there's a better way than just escaping. Changing the circumstances. How can we do that?
Many people that I've come across throughout my life, for some reason think that successful people got this magical power. Somehow they can master willpower in the way that they can't. I'm here today to tell you that this is not true. The only difference between these successful people and other people who are not that successful are habits. Let me give you an example. Over the years, many people would approach me and would tell me that I don't understand how is it that you can master that willpower to go to gym 5-6 times a week and do it all year long. In these people's minds, I have to generate that willpower every single time I would go to gym. But the reality is that because of the habitual nature of me exercising, I'd have to put any willpower to it at all. So exercising has become a second nature to me. In fact, this is not decision at this point. This is just what I do. This is a part of my personality. This is who I am. Don't get me wrong. Having a really good reason, it's really important at the very early stages when you try to implement new habit, because you need something that will pull you towards your goal. However, as you repeat habit over and over, that initial motivation that you needed is important less and less until you don't need it anymore.
So as Mari says, we need willpower, particularly to begin with when starting a new habit. But how do you get a new routine? 3 words. Prioritize, prioritize, prioritize. Prioritize what? Prioritize your focused time, a protected time that you can protect the space around that time, a time where you can prioritize yourself, the things that you want to do, the things that you want to achieve, your goals, the time of the day that you find easiest to focus in. This can differ from person to person. For me, I like the morning. That's the time when my brain is working the best. It's the time I feel most focused. It's the time that's easiest for me. It's the time there's least distractions. So protect that time. Build walls around that time.
One of the most damaging things to our focus is worry, fear, anxiety, stress. When we worry, we cannot focus, we cannot concentrate on anything we read or anything we watch or anything we're trying to engage in. Imagine the last time you're either reading a book, reading an article, or watching a video and you're trying to really concentrate, and suddenly what happened? You got a text message with bad news. Do you remember the way you felt at that time? Even though you really tried to get back to your original flow of reading or watching, for some reason you can't do it, because you're being so distracted with that feeling that was created as a result of that what happened. The way I protect my focus time is by choosing a time that I know for sure that no one's going to distract me. The phone is completely switched off, so no one can reach me. I deliberately choose the time when I know that my family's still asleep. That way I know that no one's going to interrupt me, no one's going to ask me any unnecessary questions, and no one's going to introduce any unnecessary worries into my focus session.
So once you've managed to get a bit of momentum and you've got the walls of your focus time, you've got protected time that you are going to use for yourself to reach your goals, whatever that may be, whether that's doing some exercise or studying something that you want to learn or developing new skills. That's your protected focus time, and you need to really protect that thing. There is something else that can get in and wreak a bit of havoc there. And it's you being a distraction to yourself, you focusing on the wrong things, because you can only really focus on one thing at a time. And some of these things might be hard, whether it be exercise, whether it be focusing on something, some new skills to develop or reading something. But you could get distracted within that time. And so initially, you need to really push through and put in the effort there that Marius was speaking about earlier on, the effort to calm your mind, to control your mind, and be the person who's in the controlling seat and say, no, this is what we're focusing on. We're focusing on this. What are some ways that might help you to do that, or help you not to become distracted and to get back focused on what it is that you're trying to achieve within your focused, protected time? Prioritize, prioritize, prioritize. you. This is about you. This is your time. You don't want to waste your time. Imagine you paid some money to go on a ride or do something, and somebody's like, oh, could you just answer this phone call or do this other thing? You'd be like, no way, man, I've paid for this time. This is my time. I'm going to use this time for me. So in the same way, your protected focus time is about you. So remind yourself, what am I doing with my time? This is my time. And it feels so good to have you time. So yeah, that's one way that you can distract yourself from your own distractions and get back in to focus on what you want to spend your focus time on. And as Maria said, it's difficult at first, but the more you do that, the easier it gets.
When I initially started meditating and breathing daily, I've had really hard time on concentrating. Every couple of minutes, my mind would wander, and I was struggling to bring it back. And even if I managed to do that, shortly after that, my mind would wander again and again. But the important thing is not to give up. This initial stage of your mind wandering away is gonna get better as you continue practicing. For 2-3 weeks of regular daily practice, you will find yourself being able to concentrate for longer durations, and ultimately that in itself will generate momentum, will generate additional motivation that will help you to stay on the right path.
The ability to focus is not something that individuals with special powers and abilities and like geniuses and these super people are able to acquire. It's something that's able to be acquired and improved upon for all of us. So wherever you are in terms of focus and on your ability to focus and thereby ability to reach your goals, you can improve that. And you can improve it in a way which is maybe got a bit of pain, but not too much, and will get easier once you get started. So get started.